Hello and welcome to the third part of this tutorial. Now in this tutorial we're going to talk about packages and extra parameters, okay? But before we do anything, let's quickly look at our document class. So in the document class we defined or specified a class as article, and then there are other classes which we can use in place of the article. So I want us to quickly take a look at those ones and then we come back to this. Okay, so we have the article which we are just using now. We have report, so in place of the article we can use a report. It's a document type. That's for longer documents. We have books, essential for writing books, and then we have letters, also for writing letters, and then the beamer class, which is used to write slides for presentation. So most of the slides used in class by our lecturers are written using the beamer class. So an example is this one right here. These ones are written using the beamer class, and we'll get to all of these as time goes on. So we can equally represent here with a report, which is another document class, but for this tutorial I'm going to use the article. All right, and then you remember that the first time we declared the document class there was a square bracket here. Now in LaTeX, square brackets are used to pass extra parameters. Okay, so when you give the command document class, there are default values which has been used, but you can override these values and then use your own parameters. So by default your font size is equal to 10 points, and then your paper size is an A4, and then you can override all of these using the parameters. So let's see how to override them using parameters. So to pass a parameter, use a square bracket, okay, and then we can change the font size to say 12 points, and then we separate the parameters using the comma. And then we can also change the type of paper. We have two other types of paper actually. We can use the legal paper. We can use legal paper, or we can choose to use the letter paper. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it to legal paper. Okay, so this is how to pass parameters. You make sure that you separate your parameters with a comma, and then you pass in the parameters. Now to introduce you to packages, you may ask, what is a package? So a package is a file or collection of files containing LaTeX programs or commands which add sets of new features to our document. So to include a package in your document, all you need to do is to use the backslash and then use package. So this is the use package, and then now you can see we have a square bracket and then asking us for parameters. So the first package I'm going to talk to you about is the geometry package. Now you can see these margins around our document. We can format it using the geometry package. So I want you to follow me. I want you to type top is equal to 2 centimeters, then separate comma, bottom is equal to 2 centimeters, and then right equals 2 centimeters, and left equals 2 centimeters. So all that we are doing is that we are telling LaTeX to change the margins right here to 2 centimeters. So the margins around our papers are going to be changed to 2 centimeters. So here we pass in what type of package we are using actually, and then it is the geometry. Okay, so this is how to include a package in your project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compile, and then you look at the differences. So look closely at the font size and then the length of the paper, which has been changed from A4, which is our default, to legal paper. All right, so we are going to compile this, and then you can see the font size kind of changed just a little, but you won't be able to see that much if you don't observe. And then the paper size, we have seen that it changed. Now let's intentionally change the font size to 10, and then let's observe the changes. So if I'm going to zoom in, then let's observe the changes. So right, so you can see the font size change from right here, right? So that is the font, that's what the font size does. So you can change to 12 again, and then I want to use the A4, so I'm going to leave that one as default. So if I clear this, it's going to use the A4 by default as default. All right, And then if you observe closely, you will see the margins between from the top, bottom, and then the right and left has also changed. So this is what the package can be used for. Now let's try including another package. So let's say use package and then the parameters. Now this package is called input encode. So let's type UTF-8. Okay, and then we hit the tab and then we type input enc. Now what this package does is that it encodes our documents and then it tells LaTeX that we are using the UTF-8 input encoding. Now what the input encoding does for us is that it helps us to write more letters and symbols. So for example, we have languages that use accent. Most of these accents can be gotten from the input encode. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and then if you did so, please consider subscribing and then liking the videos as well. Don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. Thanks for watching.